So, you remember when I said that I was going to be super strict with my Black Friday purchases? Yeah, about that. Let me just say, when I see a deal that is too good to pass up, all discipline goes out of the window. I may have gone a little bit overboard. And honestly, I regret nothing. Today, I'm unboxing part 1 of my Black Friday haul, and trust me, this is going to be fun. So if you are interested in what I got for Black Friday, then just keep on watching. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Diana and I am a fragrance enthusiast who has been collecting fragrances over the last 5 years. Here on this channel, we talk about all fragrances. It doesn't matter if it's niche, designer or Middle Eastern. The ultimate goal is just to smell good and feel good. Alright, so for part 1, I have 7 incredible fragrances to share with you. We've got some planned purchases, some nice deals that I couldn't resist, and one absolute surprise that might just be my favorite discovery of the entire haul. Let's get into it, but before we get started, quick disclaimer. Part 2 is coming very soon with even more fragrances, so make sure that you're subscribed and you have the notifications on. So, first up, we have Jany from Sora Dora. Now, here is the thing. I was very heavily debating between Jany and Mallow, and I just really could not decide. You have given me quite a lot of very good recommendations like how to choose, and you also shared your favorites with me, which I'm very grateful for. But at the end, I still could not decide. Then I found this pretty nice deal where I could get both with an okay price. So I thought, you know what? Life's too short. Let's just do it. And I absolutely have no regrets. So let me talk first about Jany. I already unboxed and sniffed most of my purchases because I'm super impatient. So let's just pretend that we are unboxing everything together though, huh? So this perfume, this is how it looks. This is the representation. So this perfume is basically intended to evoke some sweet childhood memories with a freshly baked apple pie that your grandma is baking in an old oven. You don't only smell the apple pie, but also the love that is made with. It is sweet, nutty, creamy, slightly spicy, grounded with some osmanthus and some musk. I really love that it is a very wearable gourmand. However, it is quite strong upon first spray, so I will have to be careful how much I will spray of this. And speaking of not choosing, here is Sora Dora's Mallow. These are basically like two sisters with completely different personalities. If Jany is the winter queen, then Mallow will be the flirty spring princess. The main star of the show is candied violets here, which are very nicely blended into raspberry, heliotrope, almond and musks. It is powdery, innocent, playful, without being frivolous. It is very similar to fragrances like Celeste from Giardini di Toscana or even Guerlain's Insolence. So if you enjoy these fragrances, then I recommend you to check out Mallow as well. Okay, so the next one is Siesta from Ramon Monegal. And this is where I eventually went strategic because I decided to purchase the 50 ml instead of the full 100 ml size. So this is how the bottle looks like, and you have to open it like this to spray. So this purchase, I mean the fact that I went for the 50 ml instead of the 100 ml, freed up some budget for some other gems that you will see in a bit. But let's go back to Siesta. So basically, it is described as a floral woody musk, which has a quite unusual note breakdown. It has cedar, vetiver, honey, iris, and to be honest, not really the notes that I'm usually gravitating towards. However, the blend of these notes combined with a good amount of sweetness that's coming from the tonka beans and vanilla make this fragrance special. It is absolutely unisex, but some may describe it slightly masculine leaning. But still, there is just something in it that makes me want to sniff this perfume all the time. Also, just the color of this bottle is so beautiful. Green and purple are my favorite colors, and this design and this color is just perfection. Alright, another planned purchase, Tomavicci's Zenobia. This is how it comes in the box. And this is the full representation. This has been on my radar for a good while, as I mentioned in my Black Friday wishlist video, and finally I pulled the trigger. Again, the representation is just pure luxury. It is golden, opulent, screams wealth and luxury. Usually I cannot cope with leather and oud, especially not in the same fragrance, but I find this perfume just perfection. The blackcurrant and the orange blossom with the rose and vanilla balance these challenging notes very nicely. This is a fragrance that I have worn already once and my boyfriend even complimented on it. So I guess this will be also on a heavy rotation. Okay, next one. One umbrella for two from Floraiku. This was not a planned purchase, but I got it on such a good deal that I really couldn't resist. This fragrance has been on my radar for quite a while. I smelled it a long time ago when I got a small sample of it. Then I just simply forgot about it, and it got back to my mind when Bake Me Happy came out. The two fragrances are quite similar, but still different. One umbrella for two has a tea note that makes the perfume a bit more aromatic, a bit more fresh. And when I saw this on a great deal, then yeah, I thought this is the time. So first of all, the representation of this perfume, it's just beautiful. So the box also contains a travel spray that is basically perfectly fits into the cap. So you can have a very fancy travel spray that you can bring with you. Not that you really need it, to be honest. I already tested this one and it is a definitely long-lasting perfume. The next one is BDK's Vanille Leather, which was a too good deal to pass on, to be honest. And I have to tell you, this is not the only BDK that I got. The rest will come as part of part 2. And yeah, please remember it is a safe place, no judgment, okay? We are just talking about perfumes. So this was also one of the perfumes that has been on my wish list for a while, but never eventually on the top of my wish list. I never prioritized it due to some newer releases. But I have to say that BDK is one of my favorite fragrance houses. Their fragrances really grew on me over the time. I find them very chic, very interesting, and also very wearable. Vanille Leather is a unique take on vanilla and leather. The supporting floral notes make it very sweet and very feminine. In contrast to this floral femininity, we have patchouli, leather, and oak, which will give the depth and longevity. So this is definitely a very beautifully, very well-crafted perfume. So I'm very happy that I was able to snag it with about 35% off. Okay, so save the best for last. It is something that I did not expect. It is Cancer from French Avenue. And to be honest, this is the biggest positive surprise of the entire haul. I believe this collection came out around the beginning of this year, maybe, and all the big TikTokers got those unnecessarily huge PR boxes with all the fragrances. And to be honest, it a little bit threw me off. And I said that, okay, hell no. However, when I was browsing around for some body care and some other cosmetics during Black Friday, this perfume was a recommendation for me on the website. And it was also very cheap, somewhere around 25 euros or so. And since I'm a Cancerian, I thought that, yeah, I may check the notes, and if it's something that I like, I may even get it. So it has orange, bergamot, lavender, orange blossom, vanilla, and amber. Sounded right up my alley, so eventually I said, okay, let's just get it. Well, I have to admit that I really like this perfume. If you have been following me for a while, then you know that there are two designer perfumes that I keep talking about. Prada Paradoxe Intense and YSL's Libre, the original one. And eventually this perfume is like the combination of the two. It starts up like Libre, maybe a slightly bit fresher, but very reminiscent. And after an hour or so, I started getting some whiffs of something that carries the Paradoxe DNA. So basically, this is a very successful blind buy because it combines two of my favorite designer scents in an X-rated perfume concentration, and I just love it. I cannot believe that this was an impulse buy based on the packaging and zodiac sign, but this is the proof that sometimes you have to just take your chances. So if you love Prada Paradoxe Intense or Libre, you need to try French Avenue's Cancer. And remember, part 2 is coming very soon with more BDK plus some other incredible finds. You are not going to want to miss it. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these fragrances caught your attention? Did you also go crazy during Black Friday too? Drop a comment below and share your picks. Also, if you have still some time to watch maybe another video, I'm recommending one to you that you may enjoy as well. And until the next time, just smell good and feel good. Bye bye.